With protests in the streets around the world, China is coming under increased pressure to improve its human rights record in the lead up to the Beijing Olympics. Tonight, the CBC, which is the Canadian host broadcaster of this summer's games, has added its voice to those calling for greater freedoms, launching a formal complaint with the Chinese ambassador. Paul Hunter explains.
In the Toronto offices of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, it's known as the .ca newsroom, CBC.ca, the people who produce the online version of CBC News, readable almost anywhere in the world, except now, China. For months, it's been blocked by Chinese internet authorities. Why? It may be because of this.
They come to protest the government's harassment of Falun Gong.
A controversial documentary on the Falun Gong. A version of it aired on CBC News World last fall, despite the Chinese government demanding the CBC not air it. China condemns the Falun Gong movement as a cult and said the film was overly sympathetic to it. The CBC's French website was blocked before the doc even aired, the English site since January. Today, CBC sent a letter to the Chinese embassy in Ottawa calling it a matter of the gravest importance, asking why its sites are blocked and that China take steps to ensure that this policy is reversed.
This is a situation that we can't continue.
It comes, notes CBC News publisher John Cruikshank, just as China promises a more open society in the run-up to this summer's Olympics in Beijing.
Blockading our sites in China is violating some pretty important central principles to press freedom.
It also comes amid world criticism of China's crackdown on anti-Chinese unrest in Tibet, which has sparked calls for a boycott of the Games. CBC, one of the broadcasters of the Beijing Olympics, is getting some high-profile support. In France, the group Reporters Without Borders has already demanded Chinese authorities lift the internet ban on CBC. And in Alberta, the Canadian Association of Journalists is likewise alarmed.
Well, the CAJ definitely opposes this and is urging the Chinese to take the ban off.
China regularly blocks Western internet sites. It just recently lifted restrictions on access to the BBC website. CBC News was told there'd be no response on the issue today from Chinese officials in Canada who were observing a holiday. Paul Hunter, CBC News, Ottawa.